truth, yeah, ruthless truth. Get down, it could go bad for you. Hit like, comment, subscribe, you know what to do. Be cool, city lights shining so bright. Fine dining lights feels right. Flights to places far from sight. Get right, ruthless truth, yeah, ruthless truth. Get down, it could go bad for you. In the city where we move, stay cool. Underneath the neon glow, life is fast but take it slow. Every moment like a show. Let's go. Dancing through the night, we got energy flows we can't hide. Feel alive, we outside. Moments fleeting but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Moments fleeting but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Ruthless fleeting but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Truth, yeah, ruthless truth. Get down, it could bad for you. In the city where we move, stay cool. Stay cool.
Hey, nobody bigger than the program.
What's up, YouTube? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Back at it again. Back at it again. Huh? Let's get to it. We understand that, women really don't like men. Women are addicted to power and sex. And that's why they still deal with men. And so men to them are a luxury, not a priority. And we can look at it clearly through a lens, right? We can look at it through a lens of why they divorce men so much. Why do they complain about men so much? Why do they leave? Why do they always get into arguments with men? Why can't we get along? Why can't men and women get along? When we know, in fact, that most men are betas and simps, that means they pretty much acquiesce to women, and women still complain about these type of guys. They don't want these type of guys. They say guys are not good enough. And why is it that men cannot make women happy? Even if he gives her the world, even if he gives her everything and doesn't cheat, none of that. Why is she still want more? Because if the power of a woman is in her desire to be desired. Not only does she want to be desired by the man she wants to be desired by several men. This is the way women operate. And they also want to compete with other women. See, when they get to BBLs and them lashes, they're doing it for themselves to enhance themselves. Why? Because they're not happy with themselves. And adding those things on gives them a sense of value. It gives them a sense of power to take control. So when us men, we're thinking that the women are looking at us like, oh, he's just such a great guy. No, they desire to have sex with you. And through sex and after sex implicate power. This is a man-woman's ideology. Women don't like men. They don't like our ideology. They don't like the way we think. They don't agree with the way we think. They don't agree with the way we are. But because they want sex and they like the power, that's why you think when they date, why do you think they ask so much from men? Why do they think their demands are so high? Why women got all these, as we say in these spaces, all these unrealistic expectations? Because look, women know that men love to have multiple women. Women know that. Women understand that men nature want to be leaders, problem solvers, logical, right? They understand, women understand a man's ability, right? They understand our nature. They understand that, we're providers, all these things. But if you look at it, no matter how much you give them, they still complain. You can be the best sex, you can be kind of greatest sex performance in the world. They'll leave you. You give them all the money in the world, all their desired lifestyle, and be faithful. And you're boring. Right? Aisha Curry, Michelle Obama. And I got this video, and this is where I agree with the Queen Maker. I think the Queen Maker got this right. The women she's going to speak for the women, and I believe she is qualified to speak on this subject because she is a woman.
Is not that. A female don't have to do all of that to get no sex, to pass her genes along. She don't have to. Her job is to pick quality. So she's supposed to be turning down most men, and she don't supposed to be open all season like that. But women want to be open all season like that. They want to be able to have as much sex as they want to and act on their desires. This is your desire. Your desire is to have sex. Your desire is to do this. So now that you want to do this and you invite a man to participate with you, it's now no longer your responsibility. You want to blame him for everything. But why do you desire what you desire? Right? See, the men will agree with that, but they won't agree with women actually closing their legs. See, they don't agree with the things that would lead the women to close their legs, which is the beginning of all of my teachings, to teach the truth about the male in order to get women to clank.
But can we acknowledge if a man got up here and said the exact same thing you just said, they would label him misogynistic?
Of course they would, because like I said before, women don't listen to men. Women think that men were created to serve them. So if you ain't serving them, they don't want to hear nothing you got to say, because at the end of the day, women think that this is we need to teach males to do this. Women want men to be women.
Once again, right? Men to women are luxury. It's a luxury, not a priority. But why do they get with these dangerous men? Why do they chase these rappers? Why do they chase these athletes? Why do they chase these powerful men of power? Why are they so attracted to power? Because they want to destroy that power and take that power and make it their own. And the moment that power doesn't seize that power, they walk away, right? So let's take, for example, we see Cardi B and Offset, right? So everybody knows Offset's always been got to deal with multiple women. But Cardi B picked him. And then once they both committed, then her next demand is, you need to stop seeing all these other women. She said, Offset, why don't you not stop fucking all these other women? You need to only fuck me. Because she wants a slave. She wants Offset to be enslaved to her. She basically trapping him as a slave to only fuck her. But then Offset went against the grain and still kept having sex with other women. She said, okay, this is a bad slave. He's a bad slave. He's not a good slave. So then she went after another guy, right, who's probably even worse than Offset, which is Stephon Diggs. And now, right, she's trying to do the same thing with him. It's a pattern, right? Gentlemen, it's a pattern. Women want the power of the men they have sex with. See, they're addicted to having sex with men. They try to do it with women, but it don't work, right? The lesbian thing, that really don't work because lesbians, they don't know how to, they're not better than men at the sexual performance, right? Lesbians fall short of the sexual performance. They meet all the other requirements for the desire and power over one another. They know how to do that. But women are addicted to sex, quality sex at that, and men hold that title. And then what happens? The women, when they find the man that they want to desire to have sex with, they want to control everything about him. They want him to take care of her. They want him to be emotional dump. They want him, right, to pay all her bills. She wants him to not have sex with other women. But let me remind you, she wants all this for free. She's charging him a fee. She's charging this man money for exclusivity. She's charging him money to have this coochie exclusive to him. But she doesn't want to pay, and she's not going to pay him to be exclusive to her. Because this woman wants this man, or thinks this man is worshiping, or this man has proved that he is worshiping the ground she walk on. So she feels like she's a god. And because she feels this way, give me your money, give me everything, and guess what happens? After he gives her everything, she doesn't return on investment. She doesn't return the investment. So then guess what? She leaves him holding the bag. She's not going to go above and beyond for you. Women don't cater to men. Why don't they cater to the men that's paying for all their bills and making sure that they're good? Because he's paying to be with a goddess. He's paying to be with his ruler. Who can check me, boo?
Women want society to transform a male into a female. Women hate women. Women hate each other. But they want to get a man and then make him embody all of the characteristics of a woman.
Right.
That's what they want to do.
Yeah, it's just confusing.
So it all makes sense. Trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, wanting your cake and eat it too. I think all of that had everything to do with women. Coming up with these things had everything to do with trying to figure out what a woman wants, because women want it all. And that's how marketing has been directed to women, to give women the illusion that you can have it all. To even think that you can have it all, that is a sign of narcissism. It's a sign of greed. Women want the world to revolve around them, each and every last woman. Women want their own man. They don't want to share the men, even though that is the more logical way that things would actually work out. Women don't want to do that, even because that's not the nature of a man to be stuck with one person. But the woman wants to stick that man to one person, which is her, which is to take men away from their own reality, make men go against their own nature and trap him with her.
Right.
And she don't care about what you going through, what you thinking, how you feel, as long as you serving her. That's where this thing, happy life, happy wife, happy life come
right.
from. It's total narcissism.
So wouldn't you say that? So wouldn't you say that men have been manipulated just as much as women have been?
Both sexes have been manipulated and sold a lie. Patriarchy, just because it's patriarchy, don't mean that men benefit from this. Actually, men are suffering a great deal from this, right? Women are suffering, and it's only a small few people that's making a boatload of money off of all this dysfunction, because this is dysfunctional. And both parties have been lied to, both the male and the female. And they both have unrealistic expectations of each other. But the reason why they stuck together is all because of sex.
And let's look at that. Both men and women have unrealistic expectations. I 100% agree with that. Men have these unrealistic expectations that these women are going to be there forever, that the woman that they're marrying loves them for them and not for the money and the other things she's getting from him. And the women have unrealistic expectations by having expectations for men to make all this money and give all this lifestyle and not have sex with another woman ever. So both of us have unrealistic expectations. Both of us are delusional. I 100% agree with that. I fuck with my brotherhood, but most of us are delusional. And the married men are the ones ascending on this, this debate between men and women and saying, hey, you need to get married. You need to do this. You need to vet. You need to court. You need to make sure she has two parents. You need to make sure, me and my wife, this is how me and my wife do, right? But what they don't preach is there's no guarantees if you do all this shit that the end is going to be a happy ending. And the women are delusional to think that they're going to get all these high elite men with all the success and not share him. But they will look right past the man who is loyal. Now, he doesn't have the money. Now, he only make 55, 60K, one car, average life. That guy's invisible to them. At least until they're 35 or 40. And then they might come back and draft him. Okay, then I'm going to dog walk you because I got to settle for your ass. A lot of these women feel if they have to settle, they're going to make that guy miserable. So I agree. Both of us are delusional.
It's sex. And so men and women think they need to be together because of their sexual desire. But men and women are not compatible. They're opposites. If body A imposes a force on body B imposes a force on body A that is equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. They're clashing.
But every now.
Oh my gosh, Queen Maker, she's cooking. She is fucking cooking. Men and women, and I said this on the panel on Strip Show, that men and women don't get along. The numbers tell the story, right? The marriage is the failure of monogamy because why? Men and women ultimately don't fucking get along. Because why? Men can never satisfy someone who doesn't fucking like them. That's why you can't satisfy them, because they don't like you ultimately.
now and then you'll see that couple, right? And I've experienced this now with my fiance, where they just click. It's like them two just belong together. You ever seen that couple where you're like, damn, they just are perfect for each other? So what is that, right?
Very, very rarely. I've only met one, and this was a white couple. And the thing about it is, like, it was like they could finish. It's almost like they was twins. Like it was almost like they was twins.
Right.
But with that, it has to be something totally of the mind. It's not of the body. It's not of the body. And a lot of people do not want people that don't fit their stereotypical idea of beauty, attraction, or anything, right? So that's a very, very, very rare occurrence.
Yeah, I haven't seen it a lot either, but I have seen it.
When it comes to men and women, that's just very rare. So, you know, you're always going to have your anomalies and exceptions to the rule, right? You know, 10-year-olds are in the 5th grade, but that ain't saying that you don't see no 10-year-olds with no PhDs. But we're not looking at 10-year-olds with PhDs and then expecting every other 10-year-old to do it and be like, what's something wrong with you because you can't do it? I know a 10-year-old that got a double master's. Okay? Those are prodigies. That's what you call a prodigy. That's what you call an anomaly. Okay?
Right.
Right? So yeah, you will have those, right? But the general rule is men and women ain't compatible. Oil and water don't mix, ain't never mixed. The problem is we trying to mix oil and water and force it to be together. So now you had this endless fight between men and women. And somebody gonna have to give up something. If the male gives up, if the male plays to the woman's rules, that male is gonna suffer. He's going to suffer. He's not going to feel free. He's gonna be forced to sleep with one woman. And we know, listen, I don't know nobody in here eating the same thing every single day. If you call yourself meal prepping, you're going to be bored with that shit by the third day. But
we're seeing the relationships evolve. We're seeing men have women and get married to another woman. We're seeing men and women that have open relationships. We're seeing people live non-traditional now.
Hold on, yeah. But these people are still not doing what they want to do. You'll have people that are open a relationship only because they don't want to lose the person. They still want to stay attached to them. So they'll agree to something that they really ain't rocking with, right? Just so that they can stay attached or keep that person in their life, right? So you might see people getting married, but the reason behind the marriage matters, right? So like, you know, you got these content creators, you know, all on this soft life stuff or whatever. And I just did a show yesterday because it's this chick that, you know, she was trying to do this soft life, this, you know, gold digging type of thing. And she called herself marrying this quote unquote high value dude that's supposed to be taking care of everything. Well, guess what happened? She found out that man was essaying her 2-year-old and 4-year-old daughter.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, people get married, but what you getting married for? And who are you marrying? People don't even know who they dealing with. These people don't understand. They do no study. No, people do not understand human psychology. And not only do they not understand human psychology, they don't even understand the psychology of the handle their own lives. They can't make good decisions for their own lives, let alone a country. Okay? Then you have ratchet 304 type women endorsing.
That was a mistake.
That was a big mistake. Why are you getting entertainers, these types of entertainers at that, right, to speak to the demographic? That tells you the mentality of the demographic that you're appealing to, which the average person sees as
because women, they use the 304 women because they know the reason why Democrats use Megan Thee Stallion, because it's like, here, get up here and dance for your slaves. Because they want the black vote, right? And so they put black women to twerk for the black men, they're slaves, so they can follow their slave masters to the voting polls and vote Democratic. And it worked. The crazy part about it, it worked. 80% of black men voted Democratic because the black women was pushing for democracy, or Democratic Party. Because the Democrats know the black women, she's the leader. They know that, all we gotta do is get her. We ain't gotta do no speech. You ain't gonna put no eloquent speech together. You ain't gotta go out and write a whole trilogy. Just twerk it like you work it. And the black man will come running. And this is where us men got to we have to be realistic. The women don't like us. They didn't even respect us not to tell the Democrat, no, I'm not getting up there twerking it. If you can't have a conversation and write a speech to the black man, well, I'm not going to get up there and twerk. No, that's not what they want. The women, they're like, okay. We'll take that money. Because, man, we are, let's keep it real, enslaved to the coochie. We are slave to the coochie. It should sound funny. I had to laugh. But it's the facts. We don't want to admit it. We try to do everything around it. Don't leave with your money. Don't this, don't that. But niggas is paying for whole wives. Niggas, homies is out here, buying, getting chicks' hair done, nails on, and it ain't just black, it's all across the board. Black men are paying for their wives, man. Whoever's married is paying for their wife. Wives are not paying for husbands. Let's get that straight. These niggas talking about don't leave with your wallet, but this nigga paying for a whole woman. Because she charged him a fee. See, a woman ain't gonna let you, they ain't gonna take that ring if she feels you can't take care of her and give her what she wants. Right? All that hard work, all that money you spend on her, you enslaved to that coochie. Just keep it real. Keep it trill. Niggas is enslaved to that coochie. Niggas would do whatever for that coochie. Keep it real. Keep it trill. Niggas delete niggas over that coochie. You don't see women out here, dealing with men and, fighting for men. Men are the ones who would die for that coochie. We as men, we serve women. Keep it a bean. But we paint it as, provider, protector, right? That's just a way of saying it. But ultimately, men serve women. We women ain't paying niggas bills. The fuck? These women ain't out here Hey, you want to go on a date? I'm going to pay for everything. Matter of fact, I'm going to pay for a whole year. Put your wallet away. I'm paying because I'm serving you. No. Every now and then, she might pay for anniversary dinner, your birthday. She might chip in a little bit of money. But women aren't serving men. They're not catering to men. It's the other way around. And this is the process of how couples are dealing with each other. The men are enslaved to this woman, and she knows it. Because women don't like the way we think. They don't like our logic and reasoning. They don't like the way we put things together. Because women feel that an emotional climax is far superior to logical and rational thinking. And this is why when they're doing their emotional roller coaster, they reject logical solution. This is what it is.
I think anything will change, right? For you specifically.
From
Because it does seem like he does have, you see him talk about the abortions. You see him talk about deporting. Like, he's just very straightforward and almost scary in the sense that if you're on the other side.
Well, and responsible for their life. Because, see, women get to evade consequence. Women get to throw stones and hide their hand and then point the finger at men for everything. Women do not want to be held accountable. See, now, this ain't never been me. Because, see, I'm ex-military. I'm ex-military. I've been on my own practically all my life. So this accountability thing, this ain't never been no issue for me. I didn't realize it was really this big of an issue for women. But women do throw stones and hide their hand. And they get to evade consequence by blaming it on men. And they get to get out of pregnancies. And it's so funny because women want to say that that birth control should be made for men. And I'm like, no, birth control was made for the right gender. Because, see, that's your womb. You got the power to say no. But no, you want to have sex as recklessly as you want to. And that's not even your nature as a woman. That's the thing. See, the nature of a male is sex. His whole existence, biologically, is to fight to get opportunities to pass his DNA across as many females as possible. That's his whole life goal on a biological level. The life goal of a female is not that. A female don't have to do all of that to get no sex, to pass her genes along. She don't have to. Her job is to pick quality. So she's supposed to be turning down most men, and she don't supposed to be open all season like that. But women want to be open all season like that. They want to be able to have as much sex as they want to and act on their desires. This is your desire. Your desire is to have sex. Your desire is to do this. So now that you want to do this and you invite a man to participate with you, it's now no longer your responsibility. You want to blame him for everything. But why do you desire what you desire? Right? See, the men will agree with that, but they won't agree with women actually closing their legs. See, they don't agree with the things that would lead the women to close their legs, which is the beginning of all of my teachings, to teach the truth about the male in order to get women to clank.
But can we acknowledge if a man got up here and said the exact same thing you just said, they would label him misogynistic.
Of course they would, because like I said before, women don't listen to men. Women think that men were created to serve them. So if you ain't serving,
and this is why the divorce rate is where it's at. This is why monogamy is a failure. This is why men and women don't get along. Because if men, we by birthright are leaders, even though we do a lot of simping, a lot of beta, but still that there's a part of us that want to still, be a leader. And the woman not looking for that. She's looking to lead too. And then what happens is once the relationship starts forming, she starts implementing her boundaries and expectations. And then the men, they typically go for it because, they feel like, okay, she deserves the best. And within this process that is all in one twist, she then starts, talking down to him. She then, if there's an idea that he has, if he shares an idea, she said, no, it should go like this. And then look at him as if, okay, that's a yes, right? If he's thinking no, then he is not in compliance with what she thinks. And once he says no to whatever her plan is, then this is where the fights start happening. This is where a lot of division starts happening. And, the woman ends up leaving or the man ends up leaving, whatever, right? Because you can't have two leaders in the same house. You can't have two lions on the same mountain. That shit's never going to work. If there's a bunch of lions, there's one leader. And everybody falls within that pride. Can't have two of them because then they're going to have to fight. They're going to have to get down. All right. What's good? That's why when the cubs grow up, the dad sends them off. Go get your own pride. Time for y'all to go. And the same dynamic fits in with a man and woman. You can't have two leaders. You have to have one leader and one follower. That's the only way it's going to fucking work. But over time, because men are so powerful and strong and warlike, a lot of women played the manipulation game and stayed in the back scene. And while the men shed all the blood and put in all the work. So she didn't say too much because she needed to survive. She needed to have her home. She needed to have things for herself. So she said, okay, I'll play the role. And then as soon as, he pours into her, says, I love you and all this stuff, then that's when she makes her move for supremacy. And now, next thing you know, you're arguing, and most men are going to take the other way out.
them, they don't want to hear nothing you got to say, because at the end of the day, women think that this is we need to teach males to do this. Women want men to be women. Women want society to transform a male into a female. Women hate women. Women hate each other. But they want to get a man and then make him embody all of the characteristics of a woman.
Right.
That's what they want to do.
Yeah, it's just confusing.
So it all makes sense. Trying to fit a square.
This is what you call emasculation. Masculinity under attack. Because women want the man to bow to them. A woman's desire of a man is to conquer him.
Square peg into a round hole, wanting your cake and eat it too. I think all of that had everything to do with women. Coming up with these things had everything to do with trying to figure out what a woman wants, because women want it all. And that's how marketing has been directed to women, to give women the illusion that you can have it all. To even think that you can have it all, that is a sign of narcissism. It's a sign of greed. Women want the world to revolve around them, each and every last woman. Women want.
And let that be clear, each and every last woman. Confirmation, Ruthless. Because this is what I've been preaching. All women universally are selfish. They want to be the center of attention. And this is why I know for sure 100% know the happy life is an effect. I 100% know it is. Even though niggas try to say, oh, it ain't it. No, it is. If not, you're going to be single, nigga. You're going to be single by yourself.
Want their own man. They don't want to share the men. Even though that is the more logical way that things would actually work out. Women don't want to do that, even because that's not the nature of a man, to be stuck with one person. But the woman wants to stick that man to one person, which is her, which is to take men away from their own reality.
When they want to conquer you and make you miserable. Just like them.
Make men go against their own nature and trap him with her.
Right.
And she don't care about what you going through, what you thinking, how you feel, as long as you serving her. That
she don't give a fuck. She don't give a fuck about you wanting to be happy. She don't give a fuck about that. Women are addicted to power and sex. They want to have sex with the man, and they also want to have the power. This is why I'm anti-marriage. And I'm starting to become anti-relationship. Because I just don't see how you can actually work it out with a woman. I just don't see it. How can we work this out? How can we have a fucking good life together when you're trying to control me and you're trying to have power over me when I am the boss? Can't have two bosses. That's why they want to go to your phone. That's why they want your location, nigga. Because they want that authority to authorize. If you get out of line, check yourself, nigga. I'm checking you. She's checking you. And if she checks you one time, she got to check you all the time. Because now you're basically her slave. You're enslaved to her coochie. This is why women get mad at niggas even liking girls' pictures on Instagram. If you like a picture and she sees that you like the picture, it's a war, nigga. Why the fuck did you like her picture? You want to fuck her? Baby, I just thought she was beautiful. I don't mean I want to take her out. Don't mean I want to fuck her. Well, I may do, but that don't mean I'm going to go through with it. I'm not going to hunt her down. I just may see a pretty girl like it and keep pushing. But women, they would get on a man about that. Oh, you want to fuck her? Because they want the power. They want the power. Why do they want the power?
You got me confused with your other bitch.
What other bitch? I'm with you every single day.
They want to be, when they get with a man, when a woman is looking to get with you, she wants the power, nigga. She wants you to serve her. That's why they got all these expectations. 6 figures. None of them expectations, they make some amends, you know. You know, they might go from 6 figures, okay. If you're cute enough, if you're good looking enough, they'll take it at 60,000. Got some good D, they'll take it at 50,000. Then she's gonna, but guess what happens? She's still gonna dog walk you. She's still gonna run that relationship. There's no way in the world that if she's settling down, if she's taking a step down and said, okay, you know what? You might not be what I ascribe to. I'm gonna give you a chance. That means she's gonna want more power. She don't want power no matter what. But that means she's gonna want, and she's gonna want you basically to lick her motherfucking bottom of her shoe. Because remember, women think they're entitled to the best man alive, to conquer him. That's why the women are leaving the poor and they leaving the rich. They leaving the poor man and they leaving the rich man. So they don't discriminate. They leave the rich man because they say, damn, I can't have the power over him. I need him to listen to me. I need him to listen to me. I need him to do what I need him to do. And then when eventually at a time comes where she don't think he's doing what she needs him to do for her, she leaves. Or even get on the stand and testify on you.
That's where this thing, happy life, happy wife, happy life come
right.
from. It's total narcissism.
So wouldn't you say that? So in that, wouldn't you say that
Women want their own man. They don't want to share the men, even though that is the more logical way that things would actually work out. Women don't want to do that, even because that's not the nature of a man to be stuck with one person. But the woman wants to stick that man to one person, which is her, which is to take men away from their own reality, make men go against their own nature and trap him with her.
right?
And she don't care about what you going through, what you thinking, how you feel, as long as you serving her. That's where this thing, happy life, happy wife, happy life come
right.
from.
And Rufus was dead on it. I've been on this shit. After all my information, evaluating my relationships, looking at all the information on YouTube, Google, I said the only way a marriage or a relationship can last a long extended time, a healthy one, or it make it last, is happy wife. The man has the happy wife, happy life. There is no other way to do it. Because if you stand up to her, she's going to leave. She's going to walk. Because women, this is why, and it goes back to my earlier conversation with Big Dog Barkin. He said, well, why do you think women triple why women triple on dudes cheating? Because her power is her vagina, and that's her leverage. That's what she wants to feel powerful in a relationship. So if you go out and fuck another woman, you take away from her power. Because now what does she have against you? She can't use money against you. Right? She can't beat you up. She can't out physicality you. When she want to check you, when she wants to make you belittle you, all right, and put you on a lower level, she wants to what? Leverage that coochie. And in her mind, that's her only power. And that's what she wants. So if you go out and fuck other women, you make her feel powerless. Now, she'll let you get away. She might forgive you once, maybe twice. Long as you submit back to that pussy. Hey, okay, baby. It was only one time. I didn't mean it. Fuck that bitch. Right? But third time, fourth time, she out of there. Because this would happen with Offset and Cardi B. She was trying to get this nigga to submit to her coochie. But Offset said, fuck that, I'm do me. I love you, you my wife, and I'm going to go fuck other bitches. And Cardi B said, here's the divorce papers, baby. Here are these divorce papers. Because you make me feel powerless. I want to have the power. See, the reason why the relationship lasts so long, because she was addicted to the sex. Which she thought ultimately is going to get her power. But once she seen that her sex would not get her power, now she's hitting the back door. And this is what men have to understand. When you take the commitment, nigga, you might as well bow down and worship. Because you think you're going to come and lead him, it's the beginning of the end of you two. That's why Ruthless is trying to get men to sell men on the short-term investments. Women are good in short-term investments. See, with short-term investments, then she can't have the power. You got just as much leverage as she do, right? Because you can replace her overnight, in hours, in seconds, in minutes, right? She get to acting, oh, well, I want you to next. But the moment you go long term and try to go the journey, now you get stuck. You're stuck because your feelings are more involved, your money's more involved, and she knows this. And this is when she's gonna implement all her motherfucking strategies.
It's total narcissism.
So wouldn't you say that? So wouldn't you say that men have been manipulated just as much as women have been?
Both sexes have been manipulated and sold a lie. Patriarchy, just because it's patriarchy, don't mean that men benefit from this. Actually, men are suffering a great deal from this, right? Women are suffering, and it's only a small few people that's making a boatload of money off of all this dysfunction, because this is dysfunctional. And both parties have been lied to, both the male and the female. And they both have unrealistic expectations of each other. But the reason why they stuck together is all because of sex. It's sex. And so men and women think they need to be together because of their sexual desire. But men and women are not compatible. They're
Bam. Whoa, man, she cooking. We're not compatible. But they say, Ruthless, why are you so doom and gloom, Ruthless? Why are you so doom and gloom, Ruthless? Where's your positivity? Because I'm not gonna I'm not going to compromise the truth for your money. I'm not going to compromise the truth to please you. I'm giving you the truth because I know this is a strong foundational argument that men and women are not compatible. Not in the form. Let me add context to that. Right? Men and women are not compatible in relationship form. That's the better way to put it. Men and women, we don't get along long term. Whenever you talk about marriage and building a family, it seems like it all falls apart.
Opposites. If body A imposes a force on body B imposes a force on body A that is equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. They're clashing.
But every now and then you'll see that couple, right? And I've experienced this now with my fiance, where
coming up with these things had everything to do with trying to figure out what a woman wants, because women want it all. And that's how marketing has been directed to women, to give women the illusion that you can have it all. To even think that you can have it all, that is a sign of narcissism. It's a sign of greed. Women want the world to revolve around them, each and every last woman. Women want.
Pay attention. She said every last woman. So if a woman wants the world to revolve around her, then the only way for that relationship to last is you got to give her what she wants or break up.
Their own man. They don't want to share the men, even though that is the more logical way that things would actually work out. Women don't want to do that, even because that's not the nature of a man, to be stuck with one person. But the woman wants to stick that man to one person, which is her, which is to take men away from their own reality, make men go against their own nature and trap him with her.
Right.
And she don't care about what you going through, what you thinking, how you feel, as long as you serving her. That's where this thing, happy life, happy wife, happy life come
right.
from. It's total narcissism.
She don't care what you're going through, nigga. She don't give a fuck. And Priscilla is going against the sisterhood for this one because she doesn't care. She's a scorned woman right now. B. Taylor broke her heart, so now she said, fuck the secrets. I'm finna go against the sisterhood. Because this is a secret society of the sisterhood. But a lot of men don't pay attention to this. Because once again, we love living in our delusion. Us men love to be lied to. Because if you tell a man she's only using you for your money, nigga, your wife, she's a living gold digger. Niggas like, what you talking about? And niggas call a nigga, oh, you a trick because you spend the money on women, but you bought your wife. And still paying for her. You think a wife is free? Get the fuck out of here. It's very hard to get free coochie nowadays. But a wife or a long-standing relationship is not free. So we as men got to understand, why are women charging us? Why are they charging us? Because they don't like us. They don't like us like that. The only reason they fuck with us because the sex, they're addicted to the sex and the power. That's the only reason they fuck with us. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about getting no free coochie. No date naps. I'm sure the women want you to take them out. Link up somewhere. They ain't just saying, hey, let's meet at the hotel room. If that's prostitute. They charge it a fee. That's why on the date naps, right? It has the women click on the niggas. Niggas put, oh, I'm a doctor, oh, I'm a lawyer, I make 100K. Because that's going to attract most of the women. Women are flocking to the niggas with the higher incomes. If you put on there, I make 50K, nigga, your shit gonna be on silent, nigga. You might get a Shaquisha with 8 kids and 5 different baby daddies might hit you up. King pics. But women are addicted to sex. That's the only reason they fuck with us as men. They don't agree with the way we think. They don't like the way we think. They're not looking for leaders. Let's see it. And we're going to hear it again. I'm going to replay this again until we get it through your fucking head.
To transform a male into a female. Women hate women. Women hate each other. But they want to get a man and then make him embody all of the characteristics of a woman.
Right.
That's what they want to do.
Yeah, it's just confusing.
So it all makes sense. Trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, wanting your cake and eat it too. I think all of that had everything to do with women. Coming up with these things had everything to do with trying to figure out what a woman wants, because women want it all. And that's how marketing has been directed to women, to give women the illusion that you can have it all. To even think that you can have it all, that is a sign of narcissism. It's a sign of greed. Women want the world to revolve around them, each and every last woman. Women want their own man. They don't want to share the men, even though that is the more logical way that things would actually work out. Women don't want to do that, even because that's not the nature of a man, to be stuck with one person. But the woman wants to stick that man to one person, which is her, which is to take men away from their own reality, make men go against their own nature and trap him with her.
Right.
And she don't care about what you going through, what you thinking, how you feel, as long as you serving her. That's where this thing, happy life, happy wife, happy life come from.
Slave master. She's a slave master. But when Rufus did live, everybody was scared of that topic. I'm gonna do a part 2 on that though. And I'm gonna bring this up in here. But I'm gonna have to keep playing this over and over again till us men get it. I'm helping men get out of the. I'm trying to help men from getting dog walked and feeling that it's all our fault. It's all we're the blame, and men blaming men. No, women are diabolical. They don't care what you're going through as long as you're serving her. That woman wants that man to serve her.
It's total narcissism.
So wouldn't you say that? So wouldn't you say that men have been manipulated just as much as women have been?
Both sexes have been manipulated and sold a lie. Patriarchy, just because it's patriarchy, don't mean that men benefit from this. Actually, men are suffering a great deal from this, right? Women are suffering, and it's only a small few people that's making a boatload of money off of all this dysfunction, because this is dysfunctional. And both parties have been lied to, both the male and the female. And they both have unrealistic expectations of each other. But the reason why they stuck together is all because of sex. It's sex. And so men and women think they need to be together.
Yeah.
because of their sexual desire. But men and women are not compatible. They're opposites. If body A imposes a force on body B imposes a force on body A that is equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. They're clashing.
But every now and then you'll see that couple, right? And I've experienced this now with my fiance, where they just click. It's like,
if you build your house on quicksand, that's like building a house on quicksand. Building on sexual desire, listen, you're not finna keep a man's sexual attention after a certain period of time. You're just not finna do it. It's gonna get old.
well, I don't know. Well, for some people, right, they thrive in, because, you know, when you're out here singing, you just doing it. It's like you rolling the dice. This shit might be good, it might not be good. And you might, you know, but when you have somebody that you know, like, I feel like you could take it to deeper levels than you can if you just out here just having cash.
Well, you can, because see, now you're talking about intimacy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
However, most people are in relationships with liars. Most people are in relationships who can't even be with people who can't be honest with themselves. See, intimacy is not about sex. Intimacy is about closeness. And in order to be close to somebody, you have to explore the depths of that person's soul. You have to be able to explore the depths of that person's mind. And you have to be trusted to be able to hold that information and nurture that person. Well, one thing is, people can't be trusted. You really can't even trust the person that you're with. Because what do people do when you let them into your world? They find things that they
find
can
all
hold.
the flaws.
They try to find flaws, and then what they want to do, they want to hold it against you and use it as a weapon,
Right.
to hurt you.
Right.
Right? This is one of the reasons why men don't even trust women, because men know once a man get burned by a woman, you scar that person for life, because they learn through experience, right? And women are notorious for finding information that they can blackmail and use to hurt a person with, right?
Right.
Because they want control.
Right.
They want to own, right?
They want power. They don't give a fuck about your character. They don't give a fuck about your personality. But I mean, it's nice to have that you start out making them laugh. That's a form of servitude, right? She wants power. Women want the power. And then after they conquer you, or if they don't conquer you, if they don't conquer you and you continue to buck, they're going to leave you. And when they conquer you, they get bored and leave you. Or they'll keep you if you make good money and have a side piece, right? A work husband. Because the moment you give her everything, you will lose. Because they can never have enough, because they don't fuck with you. This is why you can never make a woman happy. I'm going to do a part 2 of this in the morning. This is a good topic. All right, so I'm going to end the show, hit the like button, subscribe. We're going to do a part 2 of this in the morning, because I think we need to hit on this. I've been screaming this, but this is just, she's just confirming. I'm not a Queen Maker fan, but she's just been confirming what I've been preaching for the last 3 months to men. I'm anti-marriage. I'm starting to become anti-relationship. I really am. I think short-term investments into women are valuable. Hey, I want to pay for the coochie. Give a good price, affordable price. Find a woman that's within your price range. Pay her for the coochie and keep it pushing. Now you can have it two ways. You can do it on Figaro, or you go to the strip club and go do the girlfriend experience. However, but that's more valuable than long term. I'm sorry. Women, I just don't think women are worth. When are we getting your collab with Danica Marie? Who's Danica Marie? Danica? Who the fuck is that? But I'm gonna get some women up here soon. I got some women now. Well, hook it up, man. These women can't win against me. When I first came on these YouTube Street Kings picks, I've been whipping these women left and right. They can't do it. It's the men the problem. The women, they bow gracefully. They're like, okay, Ruthless, we just can't fuck with you. But the men that surrounding them, they're the ones that are problematic, right? They're the ones want to blame it all on the men. I'll be calling women out. I'll be telling them, look, you know you're the problem. I'll be digging down deep in there. I do. I'll be going on Surround panels. Last week I've been on Freezy panel. Yeah, King's Pick. I'm going on. See, here's the problem though, King's Picks. Let me tell you the problem. I've been debating on these panels for a long time. But most men are delusional. They don't see it the way you see it. You know what I'm saying, King Picks? Most men, they don't see it that way. They want to protect these hyenas. They want to protect these heifers. They want to live when men like to be lied to. They don't want to hear that. She's using you. She's using you. But when you ask, do people use people? They say, yeah. And then they kick me off the panel. They buy them, they spend money to get me off the panel because they don't want to hear that. I get B Love so cold. I got B Love so cold, boy. I even got B Taylor, her ex. But B Taylor didn't too much go against me. She just kind of chilled. She kind of chilled with me. B Taylor used to come to the Black House. Yeah, I've been around since the Black House and Fight Club. So I'm gonna end this stream. Thank y'all for coming. Hit the like button. I'm gonna do a part 2 on this. I'm going to start bringing women up to really paint this picture, because and then I think everything will fall into place. So until next time, hit the like button. Ruthless is out.